Hi, my name is Justine. My family includes members that are on both sides of the Pacific Ocean. I was born in the Philippines, and my parents left me in the Philippines for a while when they immigrated to the United States. My dad left first, so he was away from me for the first 2 years of my life, and then my mom joined him, and I was raised by different family members in the Philippines while my parents tried to find work, and my mom went to school in California. And eventually I was able to be reunited with them in the United States. They called my relatives crying that they couldn't take our family being split apart anymore, and so I had relatives who were able to find the papers to get me over here. And I guess once we were all in the United States, we became sort of that nuclear family with my parents and me and my brother. But we never forgot what it meant to be separated from each other. I think I always attribute it to like my people, like being Filipino, and the Philippines' greatest import is its own people. We have a lot of overseas workers that we build community wherever we can, and we really value family because we know what it's like to not have them around. So that was my first family. And what really hurts my family now is that despite overcoming already does that sound okay? Right. I guess what really hurts my family now is that despite overcoming the physical separation that we had through immigration and like global poverty forcing people to move, is that there are still like oppressions and stigmas that can separate my family even now. I have an aunt, my dad's sister, who's queer, and she's the only aunt that I ever grew up with here in the United States, because even though my dad had 9 brothers and sisters, they were all, the rest of them in the Philippines, and so I'm really close to this aunt. But because her family structure looks different than the other parts of our family, she's had a wife for a long time and they don't have children, that there's always been some kind of quarreling around inheritances and her not having children and things like that. And so my dad hasn't spoken with my aunt for I think years now, which really hurts me because she's the only like blood family that we have here, and then for them to not be able to have each other, when they're so close to each other, I think is it's just such a shame. So I try to keep a close relationship with her because she's still family to me. But so I guess like what my family needs is to not have that stigma. I really want to change that culture of what a family is supposed to look like, so that my family can be unified. And then I guess now the next stage of my journey when it comes to family is as a young woman creating my own family with my partner, who I recently moved in. We recently moved in together. We share a home now, so we're building a foundation for a family together in the future. We can't afford to get married right now. I think him and I are strong as a family because we're overcoming a lot together as young people. We both work incredibly hard. He's a full-time student and he also works full-time, and so and I work full-time, so he's out the door at 7 in the morning and doesn't come home until 12 midnight. And I live in Long Beach. He works and goes to school in Orange, or we live in Long Beach. He works and goes to school in Orange County. He drives all the way back to our apartment for lunch, just so that we can have lunch together, because otherwise we won't be able to have any time together in the morning or evening. So I think that's the strength. That's a testament to the strength of the family that we're creating together. I think one thing I'm proud of of my family for is that, and this is including, I guess, merging like my new family and my family growing up, is that my parents have slowly been accepting my relationship with my new partner. For them, it's not okay for me to be living with him when we're not married yet. And I really thought that when we moved in together, that they were, well, at first I tried to hide it from them, but I could only do that for so long. And when I had to tell them, I was afraid that my dad would kind of cut me off the way that he had cut off his sister, or that I wouldn't have them in my life anymore, which was really scary. But I'm really proud of them, because even though it was hard for them, they were able to accept me and my partner as, being part of their family. So so I'm really, yeah, so I have a strong family because of that. Yeah.